Happy First Gen Friday, Pioneers. Welcome back to another episode of You Belong here on FirstGenCollege TV. I'm your host, Yolanda Norman, and so glad that you've gotten a chance to join us again here on Friday. Today, we're talking a little bit about note-taking. In an earlier video, I talked to you all about making sure that you understand how to take good notes in class. But I've gotten some questions lately about, okay, now that I've taken the notes, what do I actually do with them? Here we go. We're about to share 4 tips on using and reusing your in-class notes for college student success. All right, so the first thing I want to teach you all is to review your notes right after class. When you review your notes right after class, it gives you a chance to maybe fill in some information that you might have missed. I know that sometimes when I took notes in class, the professor might have spoken a lot more than I was able to write down everything. So I learned to take notes in shorthand, and I also left little hints for myself, maybe even in the margin of the paper, to remind myself to go back once the professor was finished with her lecture and just fill in maybe where I left off. Taking a look at that right before you even get up. Stay in your seat for a couple of minutes, look over it, fill out anything that you may have missed. And if you have a partner sitting next to you, asking them if they're not in a hurry to go somewhere. The second thing that you can do with your notes is to review those same notes right before the next class period that you took them. So what I mean by this, if you took notes for a Tuesday, Thursday class, and on Tuesday you took the notes, before you go to that class on Thursday, take time to review them. Review them, get them into your brain, apply them to your reality, not just looking at them as if they are class notes, but look at them and ask yourself, how does this apply to my life and our greater world? Reviewing them will give you a chance to be prepared for the next class. And in fact, you may not have to take as many notes if you already have the information in your head. The third thing for you guys is when it comes to test time, exams, or maybe even trying to prepare for that pop quiz, if you can be spontaneous with it, reviewing your notes and highlighting. For me to be able to learn best and for me to retain information best, I actually was a rewriter. I would rewrite my notes in a different format, and it would help me to be able to remember what I was trying to learn. I also spoke out loud once I wrote my notes, because for me, hearing it gave me the chance to teach someone, even if someone else wasn't in the room. But by saying it and hearing my thoughts out loud helped me to understand how to make this applicable to real life, regardless of what I was learning in the classroom. And the fourth thing I want to teach you is share. If you are studying for a test, or again, you're trying to get this information and really learn it as best you can, get into a study group and share and compare your notes. Being able to give your notes to another classmate and taking their notes and seeing if there are some differences that you all wrote down, or maybe if you have some questions you are able to ask a peer in your class. Giving that information, sharing it when you have 2 or 3 or even 4 people in a group, you really get a chance to teach each other. And when you teach someone, at least 2 people learn, right? So taking that opportunity to really talk about what you got in class, what you may have missed in class. And if you maybe missed the class, now your study group can fill you in on what you missed and bring you up to date on what's going to happen on the test. So your homework for this week is to look at how you take notes. Are there some things that you can really enhance? If you have an upcoming test, how are you reviewing your notes? Do you like to read them out loud? Do you like to highlight? Whatever your strength is, whatever your technique is, make sure that you understand your best way of learning. So that's it. I want to give a shout out to our First Lady, Miss Michelle Obama, and her new campaign of Better Make Room. When I tell you I am so excited about this campaign, you have no idea. I was most excited to see my tweet featured in Times Square this past week. From American Eagle. And my biggest hope is that my words will encourage and inspire future college graduates and educators to make our world even better. So shout out to Better Make Room. And I would love to see how we can really use this in the first generation college student community and really encourage others about making room for first generation college students. So until next time, don't forget, you are what? Beautifully and you're wonderfully made, First Gen, and you belong. Take care. Bye.